Yeah, that's good.
Hello.
That delay was longer than I would have liked.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's your movie, right?
It is my movie. What's up, everyone? Tonight we are talking about The Fifth Element, featuring special guest Dr. Brooks.
Whoop whoop.
Woo.
And as always, I am regrettably Bridget.
And I am regrettably Arthur.
And I guess that makes you regrettably Brooks for the night.
Sure, I do regret it. So.
It's never regrettable to be Dr. Brooks. So yeah.
This is another popular choice that I have never seen.
Yeah. I know. This is a big one for me. Like this is oof. You know, you asked me to pick an artsy film coming up soon. And this might have been it. I'm watching the wheels turn over there. Just trying to see how I justify that.
Oh boy.
Hey, there's big art in this. It's not what that means though.
Art's in the host chair.
Yeah, hey. Oh.
Hey-o.
Listen, I'm trying to lose weight.
That.
I know.
Big dog.
I knew what he meant. Yeah, no, I know. So yes, Fifth Element.
I liked this a lot.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Good.
I had a really fun time watching this.
It's always nerve-wracking when somebody watches a thing you like, because then it's like, oh my god, what if they hate it?
Yeah, I'm starting the movie. We were talking about this before we started, that we would rather put on headphones so we could listen to the movie while we did this.
I wish.
But it's okay. We'll do, the subtitles and just sort of play along. Or I'll have the all volume on and get us murdered by copyright strikes.
I gotta say, big names up in here.
Oh my God, is it big names? I mean, you have to scroll to almost the 10th person to find someone that you don't recognize.
Yeah.
You know? Oh.
Also, costume design here, fucking Jean-Paul Gaultier himself. What?
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, I mean, it's a super French movie, so, that makes sense that they would grab him. But costuming, again.
Oh, it's incredible. That's one of my favorite things about this movie.
They went so colorful and bright, and they specifically, because I was looking through the trivia on this, he wanted it to not just be that dark, dimly lit spaceship scenes.
Well, this is the thing. I watched this.
It's a real world.
I watched this with Kyle, shout out Sleepy K, and one of the things he pointed out, he said, I think his exact phrasing was that this sort of sci-fi movie must be a fashion designer's wet dream.
Yes!
Because, you've got such a sandbox to play around in.
Every costume is unique. Every character's wearing something different. It's very interesting.
It's awesome.
As far as the aliens, it's almost all practical effects,
which is
brilliant.
Wonderful.
The Mondoshiwans, giant turtle gods. Yes, please.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Turtle robot gods. I'm in.
I loved the robot design.
It was so good. Have you seen any of the proto designs for it?
No,
they went through a lot of different possibilities. They were like bald humans in suits that you could see. There was more like a serpentine thing, and they ended on this. You never actually see them themselves, just the suits that they wear.
Yeah,
and it's so good.
It really is so great.
And it's never really explicitly made clear in this movie if they are like a nomadic species that lives on that ship, or if there's a planet of Mondoshiwan somewhere.
Could be.
Which they say Mondoshiwans and Mondoshoans, but it's spelled Shoans.
I wonder if it's a Caribbean situation.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It's possible. Brooks, please jump in whenever you feel like it. Do not be afraid to interrupt.
Yeah, no, I have the movie playing and I'm looking at them right now.
Oh, you're a little ahead of us, Jen. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, I had it playing when we started.
We'll jump so slightly.
Although it's funny because I just quoted this movie this morning without even realizing it, because I yell Aziz light all the time.
Oh, yes. We were talking about the quotes from this, and that's another one that I didn't even think about. Yes. All the time if someone's holding a light for you. Aziz, light. Thank you, Aziz.
I yelled it at my cat because she was blocking the light when I was crocheting this morning.
Beautiful.
I dig it. Yeah, I'm looking at them now and I'm just in awe of these things.
I want more of them.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Apparently this was
Oh,
theoretically this could have been a trilogy of movies, but he opted to condense it down to one movie.
no.
And I gotta say props, because while I do, this is one of those times where I want more of it, but I know it wouldn't have been as good. So I'm glad he chose not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like Firefly got canceled after one season, and everybody hates that. But also, I don't know how much more there was. They got the movie, and the movie really kind of buttoned up a lot of stuff. And now there's expanded universe like books and comics, and that's the right thing for that.
I love this.
But what's with the genital light? Why is there the one giant gem light?
Yeah, I don't know if that
cloaca
was
area
necessary.
It's just an interesting choice. They have the bright lights all over the place, which is cool. But like, why the big one there?
Who knows? I was kind of surprised when this movie started out in 1914 Egypt, though. I was like, wait a second, because I had seen like, I'm vaguely aware of this movie just because of like how saturated into our pop culture
of course,
it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know it's like futuristic, it's in space, blah blah. And then that popped up on screen, and I was like, am I watching the right movie?
But they get there so fast.
They do get there so fast.
But it's not jarring. It's done well.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, it is done very well. I think they handle it. I can't think of any example of someone handling it better.
Right. I don't understand with the Manda Shuans why they speak interchangeably in broken English and full sentences.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't quite make like stones not safe on Earth. You know, it's so broken and slow, and then later on he gives like full sentence responses to the priest when he's talking to him and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Luke Perry, like,
yeah,
excuse me.
Names on names on names.
I mean, it's 1997. That was a big name in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It's prime. What show was he in?
Oh,
90210.
No, yeah. Wasn't he in another one too, though?
Riverdale.
Well, yes, way down the road. He's in Riverdale.
Yeah.
So the Mondoshuan here, right? He gets crushed by the doors, and he takes the priest takes the key and passes on the knowledge and everything. Does he come back later to clean up the Mondoshuan? Because when they come back later, there's not just a corpse in the doorway.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, like, there's 300 years between now and then.
Something could have happened.
So, but like, it's never really covered.
Yeah.
Like, where are the corpses?
Honestly, the CGI.
Also not bad, yeah.
Really not bad. I can rock with it.
And it's done tastefully and limited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they lean heavily on the practical effects, and that's something I always love to see.
Yeah, that black cat really wants us to see that butthole.
She's trying.
She's trying so hard. If she knew where the camera was.
I love that transition from the hieroglyphics to the computer screen.
Yes.
Showing the same symbol. Wow,
yes.
It looks great.
I also like the computer screens in this, how they're simplistic but advanced, very 70s sci-fi.
I love like the retrofuturism here is perfect.
Yes, retrofuturism, yes. And the ship design. I mean, like, we don't get to see this battleship do a whole lot of battle, but it's
pretty cool.
Pretty cool looking. It's like a simplified Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of giving Star Wars, but
yeah, but like, it's just like a rectangle version of a Star Destroyer, which is probably more practical in reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, that does make more sense.
The mythos. I wish that they got more into the mythos of like the every 5,000 years it happens thing.
Yeah.
And there's like a black hole. So it's both supernatural and like natural, because it is literally like cosmic events that drive this force. So I find that very interesting. I did the math out. 5,000 years, and it was 1914 plus 300 is 2214. Minus 5,000 is 2786 BCE. At that point, there was the dawn of the agrarian civilization. We were hitting early civilization and like not being hunter-gatherers as much anymore.
Yeah.
And we somehow won. and wrote down the history with the help of the Manchurians.
Interesting.
And then they left.
I didn't even think about that.
And like, were they not going to come back? But World War I was bad enough to bring them back. But like everything else that happened from the Bronze Age on wasn't enough to bring them back.
Guess not.
Props also for hinging it on World War I, not World War II, because they could have, and they were like, "Nah,
We're gonna make this a little different."
make it a little different." These are things I think about, like the time frames.
I just love this costume design so much. It's so great.
And I like the priest. He's so simple and humble in his clothes. However, I have one complaint that I wrote down later. You see Corbin's apartment, and you're in 2200 New York City.
Yeah.
And it's literally about the size of the studio.
Yeah, it's a cube.
Yeah. But you see that priest's apartment? That's gigantic.
Yeah.
In modern New York City standards, that is a mansion.
Yeah.
What is it in 2200 when there's 200 billion people on Earth?
Yeah. Who knows?
How much does that cost? How does he afford that?
Could not tell you. The set design is also fantastic. Like, it's not... It does have its own flair to it. Like...
There's something a little bit unique about all of the designs.
Exactly.
It's
like, I can see the influences of things like Alien. I can see the influences of things like Star Wars. But it takes it and puts its own spin on it.
Right. It's you would never even consider it an homage, just a mild inspiration.
Yeah.
It's clearly original designs. I love the star charts in the background of the president of the Galactic Federation or whatever they call themselves.
Yeah.
Federation, some kind. Also, what's up with that fucking general or admiral or whatever? And he's like, I'm having doubts. And then that guy's like, I'm not. And then fires anyway. What?
I don't know about that. I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think you can do that. I think he was telling you to hold on a second.
Yeah, I don't think that's allowed.
That just happened on my screen.
Oh, perfect. Then
we're almost
right
exact.
About
yeah.
Matching.
What we need is that Disembodio from Riff Tracks. I don't know if you watch any Riff Tracks.
I have not.
Do you know what MST3K is?
Yeah.
So after MST3K ended, a bunch of those guys went on to do their own thing called Riff Tracks. They don't only do bad movies. They do all kinds of movies. They've done all the Star Wars, all the Harry Potter, everything. And they sell the audio tracks. You can buy the audio tracks.
Oh, you just turn the movie sound off?
No. They only do their audio. You buy just their commentary audio.
Oh.
And play it.
Well, that's so fun.
But what happens is every now and then there's a robot named Disembodio that speaks a line with the movie so that if you've gone out of sync, you know either to pause the movie for a second or pause the audio for a second.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
To resync up. They also sell them bundled, but it's pretty expensive to be, because they have to get the license to do that.
The cigarette with the giant filter so you smoke less.
I wrote that down. I was like, having the idea of every cigarette has a slightly bigger filter. So there's less cigarette. But also, here's the impractical part. Do you know how hard it would be to suck through that filter?
Yeah, really.
When it's this long, it would make it hard.
And maybe that's part of the point, but also I love the detail of them giving him a cat. I love that he has a kitty.
And he loves his cat.
He
He treats that cat so good.
It's delightful. Oh, and the cat's so cute.
It's a beautiful white cat, and later on, he comes back and he doesn't have the food. And he goes, I forgot your food. As though being shot at and saving the supreme being and taking her to a priest you've never heard of before and learning about an ancient religion.
Might make
It wasn't
you
a busy
forget.
day.
Yeah.
He comes back and apologizes to a cat and says, what about Thai food to make it up?
Oh.
I want to be his cat.
Right?
Sure, you can buy me Thai food. We'll have a great time.
I always kind of forget about the fact that there was a time when Bruce Willis was like the guy TM.
I mean, he was never the guy. He was real close. Yeah, he was a lot.
Oh, guy.
He was definitely like A-list, top A-list.
Yes,
Yeah.
but he was never cast for like heartthrob roles, and he was never. He never got into big action franchises other than the Die Hard franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He would have a spot here and there and things, but Someone has to have ousted him. And I just don't know. I'd have to watch. I'd have to look through his filmography,
Yeah.
and then also look at the timeline and go, "Here's where you got ousted from. What could have been."
Oh, obsessed with this Ruby Rhodes character.
First off, it's Ruby Rod.
Yeah,
Ruby
Ruby Rod.
Secondly, you should be obsessed with this character. This character is designed after Michael Jackson and Prince,
Delightful.
and Chris Tucker pulls it off.
You really did. This interaction is hilarious.
Every interaction is hilarious.
There is a levity to this movie that I really, really like. It's not the standard like, oh, everything like, yes, this world is very imperfect that they set up. It's not like, oh, utopian science fiction, but there's still such a lightness to it. It's
and
not...
they still have meth addicts in 2200.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming. What the hell else is this guy on?
Couldn't tell you.
That hat, though, the fucking so
The
that he can
photo
stand
of
under
the
the
hallway.
security camera. Why not just stand to the side?
These are the choices you make when you're on fucking 2200 space meth.
That's got to be some good meth.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's making me realize how often I quote this movie without being aware of it, but I do the "give me the cash."
Yes, yes. Oh, that's a very nice hat. I've used that and I've meant it in reference to this. I forgot that I do that all the time. Something looks stupid. It's a very nice hat.
Love the design for the fucking futuristic flying cars. Great.
I love it. I do have a question though. Later on, Lilu falls into his cab. I'm getting a little bit ahead of us here, but he drives for a solid 30 seconds to a minute before finally coming to a stop. Does his cab not have brakes? He's swerving to avoid people, like he's accelerating into them or something. It doesn't make any sense.
How
Maybe
do
that's
you
just-
brake in the sky?
Yeah, maybe that's just how flying cars work.
Well, he stops at some point. It clearly works. That's how it works.
Maybe they just take time. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't because later he
I'm not
stops
an
on the
expert.
time to get straight up.
I guess so.
Like it, I don't know. It's just a little thing that bothered me. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
But I suspend my disbelief because I love this fucking movie
Yeah,
so
this movie's
much.
a fantastic time.
It's a little bit cheesy, but
In
not
such
horribly.
a good way.
Tastefully cheesy.
Tastefully cheesy. And God, isn't that what you want?
And like, there's so
Mhm.
many things that I have questions about that don't make sense, but I just don't care enough. Like the brakes, the whole point system where they have the opposite of what we do, where it's like a deductive points. That actually
Yeah.
makes more sense in my opinion. Deductive points. But then when he gets to 0, he just rips it off the ceiling of the cab. If you can override it by just removing it, what is the
point?
purpose?
Yeah, I don't know. That I do not know. Love those illustrations.
Yeah, this clearly many thousands of year old
Mhm.
manuscript he has is so cool. I also just love that that's Ian Holm.
Yeah.
That's Bishop.
What does that mean? I'm
Or not Bishop.
being schooled.
Not Bishop.
What's his name?
Fuck.
In the second best Xenomorph movie.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's also
Him.
Bilbo, but that's not the point. It's Bilbo Baggins.
Oh. Cool.
He's Ash in the first one. Bishop is from the
The best.
second best
It's
Alien
the
movie.
best. No, it's the best.
No,
It's the best.
save it for the whatever happens where we do this.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't understand the space lanes. Like they've got these space
Truckers on
truck. Those
fence.
they've got space lanes like the space
And
truckers.
Space truckers, yeah.
Yeah. But people can just fly around outside of them, and nobody's policing that.
Yeah.
So what does that border do? That border that the Montezuans are waiting at to get like permission to cross in and come to Earth. If there's no defense force stopping them from just entering,
Couldn't tell you.
what is the purpose of that border?
Could not tell you. Yeah. Oh, and this looks great. The other aliens.
Oh, the Mangalores.
Yeah, they look awesome.
I love them. They're like this warring orc race from space.
Mhm.
And they're done very well.
I would agree.
And I like later where they talk about sometimes they have trouble making decisions without their leader.
Mm-hmm.
So he just shoots the guy in the head,
Yeah.
and they all just kind of like stand around, like, I don't know what we're supposed to do now.
Fucking stellar performance from Gary Oldman here.
Who phoned it in, by the way? He did this as a favor to Luc Besson.
Wow.
Luc Besson funded Gary Oldman's directorial debut, which was in process at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gary Oldman agreed to do this for him. And he tried, but not like a lot. He's only seen the movie a few times, and he does not like it. He says it's a terrible movie. And when they asked him, like, but what do you think now that it's a cult classic? And he's like, well, people are strange. People like all sorts of stuff.
I thought
I mean,
it was such a entertaining character. I was like, hell yeah, bro. He
He's
fooled me.
fucking Gary Oldman, and he
Fooled
does
me.
it so well. And I love his like gay entourage of like
Yeah.
clearly, some sort of gay nightclub, that he's running.
Yeah.
He runs everything. I get that. Like,
Mhm.
fact I saw that it never occurred to me until I read it. Zorg and Corbin Dallas not on screen together. Your protagonist and antagonist never
Mhm.
meet.
Oh, I love this. This bit with the black light.
Oh yeah, I wrote down something about that. Hold on. Oh, once they enter the blacklight, that one scientist is just absolutely splattered with something.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Mm.
What is he covered in?
I don't think we want to know.
No, well, that's true because he's kind of creepy. The reconstruction, I had to look this up. So I was watching this, and the scene comes up where he says something about the number of DNA. Fuck. What's
like strands.
the term he uses? He makes it up. He says there's 40 in normal humans, but this has 200,000 or something. It was a totally made up term.
Oh,
Yeah. He just made something up. They made something up for this, and just to give you like a perspective
and
on
I
one
didn't
to the
even
other.
and I didn't know.
I had to look it up to be sure.
I didn't notice.
Yeah. I am confused at the idea of taking a piece of DNA and reconstructing a person from it, because that's not how DNA works. You get the building blocks to understand how a person was
I'll buy
built.
it for the movie.
Right. I guess that's just the super advanced level of DNA reconstruction they're at.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that means death isn't a thing anymore if you can just bring anybody back.
Right. Maybe that's why there's 200 billion people on Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a relatively new thing, and they're just everyone that they can think of, they're bringing back. And science would progress so fast. Oh, this is starting to make sense, actually. Imagine in the year 2120 or something like that Rush song. They discover this, and then they start bringing back all the best scientists.
Yeah.
Technological revolution.
Yeah. Wow.
All making
Well, they
sense.
have to have some living cells, though, right? Because she had a few living cells.
Oh, that's true. They did say they needed living cells.
Mhm.
Okay.
Still, even then.
They're not just constructing from DNA. They're using
It's
the
just
DNA.
a hand.
Right.
The hand's alive.
I just love this scene. He goes, I need to take some photos for the archive. And that scientist looks at him like, sure. I wrote down, sure, Colonel Skeezy.
Gross.
Ugh, gross. That needs to be a drop too. Oh, gross.
Yeah. This costume must have been hell.
Like keeping it from revealing anything?
In place.
Yeah.
And also wearing it
Like, how does it?
doesn't sound fun.
It's so loose that, like, I mean, wardrobe malfunction, they probably didn't care too much about. They just reshoot the scene.
Yeah.
But, like, you had to do that probably a dozen times because it's too loose. And if it was any tighter, it'd be uncomfortable.
Mm. I know people cosplay this character in this outfit. Y'all are stronger than me.
Right. I just don't feel like it would be easy
No,
to
not
keep
at all.
things in place.
You'd have to use like the body tape.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Excellent character design, though. Like, just so like visually striking, and not just because she's extremely pretty, but like just so unique.
It's just really interesting. And they went with this like orange hair instead of her natural hair. I was reading again in the trivia. I love reading the trivia sometimes. Most of the time it's very boring. This one was full of fun stuff. They actually were dyeing her hair at the start of this movie, and her hair would grow out and they'd have to bleach it and dye it again. And it got so damaged that they finally decided to make a wig. And that's why in the later part of the movie it doesn't look as bad. Because it's not
You'll have that.
chemically destroyed hair.
Fun. Not for her, probably.
I did read in the trivia too that they made up an entire language.
Yes, it's
To
got
the
a
point
few,
that they
like,
could have
1,000 words.
conversations in it by the time they finished shooting.
And so she just spoke in that language. Like she was fluent in that language, which apparently she already knew 4 languages at the time. So it wasn't, which makes sense as a Ukrainian immigrant family. She would have at least known Ukrainian and English. Isn't she one of those actresses where it's like, they're smarter than you realize?
Oh, God, yeah.
Mila Kunis is too. Natalie Portman is. Dolph Lundgren has a fucking PhD, I think, in biochemistry.
Damn.
He's an action star if you don't know who Dolph Lundgren is.
No, I know who Dolph Lundgren is.
If he dies, he dies.
So I think like Rita Hayworth invented like Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shit like that.
Fucking Ninja Brian from Ninja Sex Party is a theoretical physicist who gave up a tenure track position at MIT to do his band.
Brian May is a tenured professor at Oxford.
Yeah, I've seen a screenshot once. It was like Brian May being interviewed on the news, and his lower third was Brian May, rock legend and astrophysicist.
Yeah,
baller.
I will never be that cool.
No one will ever be that cool again.
It's true. We've lost that. Humanity has lost that gene.
Yep. Yeah, this is another example of just like perfectly done, like the limited CGI that there is. It looks good. They don't rely on it too much.
And in fact, they focus on her face so much, and the like shock and awe on her face, because the last time she was on Earth would have been 5,000 years ago. Yeah. She's very confused by this technology.
Yeah, wow.
It's so good.
It really is just so good.
So coming up, I wrote down that the 2 most realistic things about this movie are that 2214, here we are in this, what could have been a utopia, but clearly is some not quite dystopia, but like it's very imperfect.
It's got some flaws.
They still have the feed the hungry, please help signs in the back of taxi cabs.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, the most realistic thing, McDonald's.
Yeah, we still got fucking McDonald's. They were getting that McDonald's paycheck.
Do you know how many sci-fi movies like dive into keeping a fast food chain around for fun?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we already covered this because in Demolition Man, so many people remember it being Taco Bell because they're from the U.S., but some other people remember it being Pizza Hut because in the UK distribution, that was the restaurant they chose.
Oh, whack.
Hey, Boots.
Boots!
Hey, what's up, dude?
Gonna see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives a fantastic performance with hardly a word of English for like the first half of the movie.
Yeah, like she conveys everything she's trying to say. Like you understand the concept of what she's saying.
Yeah, you get it.
I like the design.
I love the shot of her like just leaping off the building. Very cool.
Yeah. This, like, look at, he's still driving forward.
Yeah, maybe it's harder for brakes to engage in a flying car.
I just had an accident, you daffy bastard. I would so be yelling at my autopilot too if it was. See, he stops on a dime there.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Yep, that's another one I quote. Big bada boom.
Big bada boom. Every chance I get. If there's something that makes me say it, I say it.
Love her. Honestly, she's one of those. She's like a character I would low-key die for.
Right. And she is the perfect supreme being.
Mm-hmm.
But she is not the fifth element.
Yeah.
She is the conduit for the fifth element. She is not the fifth element. She is just the supreme being that channels it. Because the fifth element is love. Literally the Captain Planet. Earth, water, wind, fire, love. By their powers combined.
See the Vine where they replace. There's an old Vine where they have the Captain Planet intro where they're all doing their power ring thing, and they're saying their element, but somebody replaces love with pussy.
Horrible. Wonderful, but horrible. I joke that we should, as a group, do a Captain Planet cosplay.
That would be so much fun.
It would require Nick to do cosplay, so that's not going to happen.
Makes that.
Yeah, I was gonna have Boots be Captain Planet.
Nice.
I think it'd be way funnier to have Nick be Captain Planet.
Oh my god, he'd be so mad about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's true. Our powers combined, we are Captain Planet.
Mom, why is Captain Planet drinking out of that whiskey bottle?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be very fun.
Nick does not do cosplay though.
Noted.
Boots said what?
Yeah, you were an honorary member of the show for the purposes
You've
of...
been promoted.
Yeah, we needed another person to be in our cosplay.
Stand back and stand by. Planet's here.
Oh god. Oh.
He said he's with Nick on this.
Damn it.
All right, well, Captain Planet's over. Oh, what I'm saying is Bruce Willis is Captain Planet. That was the joke I was going to make, by the way. By their powers combined, I am Corbin Dallas. They know I'm Corbin Dallas. The multipass. Every time I die. And then she says it again later when she's alone. And she just goes, multipass. And I just die. I love it so much.
I do love it. Kind of getting ahead of where we are here, but when Corbin kisses Lulu, that was gross, and you totally deserve to be held at gunpoint.
Okay. Yes. Hold on.
The next word out of your mouth better not be but.
But the thing is, it's meant to be I'm not saying it's okay, but it's like an homage to the idea of Sleeping Beauty. And he's trying to calmly wake her up. He even says that. He's like, I was trying to do it gently, but that was a mistake. He admits it immediately. He realizes what the hell was I thinking?
Fine. I'll sort of give it to you.
He realizes after the fact that there's other gentle ways to wake someone up. Yep, that was a mistake. My bad.
Why was that the first one he thought of?
Yeah, that's the real question.
He didn't try brushing her hair back gently or back his hand across her cheek. He went straight to kiss her.
Yep. Ew.
Also, McDonald's would probably be more popular if they dressed like that.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just saying, that's it worked for Hooters for an eternity. It could work for them.
They're really good.
I don't eat it either, so I don't care what they do.
I love the little makeup device that she
Brilliant.
Just holds over her eyes.
The viewfinder she puts on her face and then just. But think about it. That's not too unrealistic.
Yeah, I love
We're
it.
at the time period where that could happen. It could just spray pattern.
Yeah.
And you could use it like a viewfinder. So you'd look through it and it would have a reflection of what your eyes will look like in there. And then when you're ready, you just click it and that's what it does.
Magic.
I want that.
That would be awesome.
Chris said the Hooters filed for bankruptcy this week.
They did. They did.
Wow.
They're also changing. They were going to do something. They were going to change to be a more family-oriented restaurant.
No, I think they should be more sexual. Just add other genders.
Well, I think that it would be better to, just embrace what you are and become a full-on titty bar, but go all out. Stop.
I want men in Speedos.
Yeah.
I want dudes in Speedos.
There is I want to say it's Ecuador has a knockoff version of Hooters.
Incredible.
It's called Tits.
Wonderful.
I think that's my favorite. I don't care about going into it, or I've never read any more about it. I just know it exists, and I think that's amazing. Also, the idea of goth hooters. You know, you've not seen those memes?
Oh, I've seen the goth hooters memes. Have you seen the femboy hooters memes?
No, but it's a thing. People would go.
People would go. You build it, and they will come.
You just request when you go in. You request your section. It's like the smoking, non-smoking section.
Yeah.
So
what do
it's
you
like,
want?
what do you want? We got someone for that.
Do you want goths? Do you want cheerleaders? Do you want femboys?
Like, yeah, this could be a pretty dope restaurant.
Yeah, honestly, like, I'm here for it. Another
Yeah,
thing
we
about
talked
this.
about that.
Oh,
Finding
yeah.
Friends.
Oh yeah, I had a whole business pitch
About what?
about a gender neutral Hooters.
Oh yeah, I mean
That just that just you like check your preference, and then you get a hot server of that type.
yeah. It's basically you should just have a Tinder. Like you should sit down at a table and then swipe until you find the server you want.
Ooh, now there's a fucking idea.
No. Yes, please. And it tells you the wait time because of how busy that server is.
Oh, you are onto something, brother.
Like this is the world of apps. This is the world we live in. This is built for this.
We can build this. We have the technology. Follow for more
Big whore monsters.
Follow for more brilliant ideas from the network. Another thing about this movie that makes me laugh was the notion of the recon cockroach.
Okay. Conceptually, not the absolute worst thing I've ever heard, but it's a full-size cockroach. It's very visible and has a very visible satellite dish.
Yeah.
And he hits it with his shoe, and I'm like, did he hit it because he knew? Because like,
yeah, who knows?
all those all that garbage later on, by the way, clearly the airport is in Jersey.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right? That was the point they were making, right?
I would think so.
Fuck Jersey.
You heard it here, folks.
Oh no, don't let me speak out for the whole show. I'm sure someone here must love New fucking Jersey.
And no one comes to New Jersey's defense, so there we go.
Look,
That's that.
Oh,
They have a very
oh,
lovely vacation, or actually, it's their main home now. It's on a beach.
Some parts of Jersey aren't that bad.
Red Bank is very nice.
Yeah, why does this priest have such a giant
You
fucking
see this
apartment?
fucking house or apartment? Yeah. And it's decked out with all this artwork he's clearly been handed down. Oh,
That's why.
they're a secret order.
Yeah.
And so it's a lifetime of collecting. It just gets passed on to one person. It's literally like the Sith. There's just a master and an apprentice scenario. But you're telling me in the last 300 years, not once has the line been broken. And also prior to that, for almost 5,000 years, the line never broke. There was always somebody training to be the next priest in time to know enough to continue.
I guess.
Yeah, there's lots of priests.
Yeah, but this is a very niche religion that does not advertise their beliefs.
This is very true. I wound up not having a lot of notes for this one because I was just so engrossed.
Oh, because I've seen it so many times, I took the time to write down, a bunch of things. Although we've hit a lot of them, because once we get to the rest of it, it's just too action-packed and entertaining for me to stop.
Yeah. Although I gotta say a couple things. Her later costume with the like orange straps for lack of a better word. Girl, what are you wearing?
They're suspenders to hold up her loose canvas pants.
But they're like it's like a bathing suit design almost.
Oh, okay. It does go around her thighs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got like leg holsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's one of the things where, like,
Garters.
again,
That's what I mean.
this must have just been so uncomfortable.
I mean, that's a normal like thing to wear in a lot of different scenarios, to have something like that. If you're wearing any kind of harness for rock climbing or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying it's super comfortable, but as a fashion choice, I feel like people would suffer worse things for a fashion choice.
You know what point? As a person who sometimes gets very gothed up, and
Have you
suffers,
worn heels recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. I lied. I was deluding myself. I thought the sleep pods on their flight thing was genius.
It makes
Like perfect sense.
It would make it easier to travel at faster than light speeds or whatever they got to do, because you wouldn't have to worry about the effects of the inertia.
Yeah. They give her such a long name, and for what?
I'd never seen it until I saw it with the subtitles. I knew it was like this. Blah, 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 blah. It's actually a very interesting name.
Yeah.
I wish they would tell us what it meant.
Yeah.
Short.
That would be nice.
Corbin Dallas.
Makes me think of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There are some who call me Tim.
Yeah.
This movie has such an eclectic soundtrack as well. And I think it really fits in just like with the visual style and the way kind of everything about this movie is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I loved the design for the diva.
Yes, the
fan-fucking-tastic.
blue squid lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, I loved that they had some auto-tune on her voice, because it was such a great way of making her alien. Because what if there was a being who could do that with their voice?
That's not auto-tuned. It's two different vocal tracks put on top of each other.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's actually just what makes it sound so alien is the fact that the person changes notes too fast for the human vocal cords to do.
Exactly.
According to this professional singer that did it, but someone has since sung this.
Fascinating. But, like, yeah, what if there was an alien that could easily do that?
Right, easily do it. Right, exactly. And it's a beat.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, the kitty.
Yes, this scene.
I love the kitty.
Oh, I never even noticed the welcome mat. He has a welcome mat with a cat on it.
Hell yes.
Look, they have like the set design. They have weights in the corner.
Yeah, they have all these little personal touches. Also, I just love the random phone conversations with his mom.
What?
Keep going.
Oh,
Okay.
That was fun.
It threw me off.
I realized I forgot to change the lights before the show.
Oh,
that's okay.
whoopsies.
We were just dealing with it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it happened, and I thought I was having a stroke.
There you go.
So we don't change these anymore. We just leave those green. We used to turn those purple.
Too much of a pain in the ass.
That one's too much work.
We didn't
Yeah.
bother. Yeah, I love the phone conversations with his mother. Those always made me laugh.
Yes. And even the ones with his former the guy that he served with, Finger.
Mm-hmm.
They're interesting way to get the exposition for the story and like get a feel for what's going on in his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Ruby.
I mean, that's one thing this movie could do with just a little bit more of.
Just a touch.
Just a touch more Ruby Rod.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you'd put it.
I want this technology where she shakes the thing into the bowl and puts it in the microwave looking thing, and then it's just a giant chicken or turkey or whatever.
That's another one I say all the time. Chicken, good. No matter what I'm microwaving, that's what I say. So like,
God, I love her.
I mean, she's been in some pretty terrible movies, but not her fault. You know what I mean? Like it's never been because she's
never been the problem.
It's just that she's more than happy to do a terrible movie.
Hey, listen, get a bag, girl. Get a bag.
I don't know what that means.
That means get your money.
Oh, I get it now. Yes.
Get that bag.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Or alternately, make enough money that you can afford that Birkin bag.
Right. No.
Get that bag.
Now I'm understanding. Now it's all coming together. And didong to you as well, sir. This whole thing, fire 500,000 to please the shareholders, and just fire $1 million.
What?
Like
Too real.
This movie didn't realize how close to reality it was going to be.
Little too real.
I will say that is the one costume choice that I think is really weird. The Asian guy in the very like traditional, like ancient Chinese garb.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
I love David. He's so useless.
He's so useless, but he's trying his best.
Such a dork.
And she's just watching him like fail at everything. He's adorable. Adorkable.
Yeah. Oh, also, one question I had about later in this movie, though. How the fuck is it possible that the stones were physically in a, like, other being?
But alien. You don't know what her organs are like.
Mhm.
Maybe she has no internal organs. She just has fluid.
I mean, yes, but
Her heart is in her head.
this is very possible, but still.
No lungs.
Girl, how did you not die with rocks in you? I don't know.
Her octouterus can hold the stones or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Like physically, those stones are too big to fit inside a person that size. If that's what we're talking about. Like physically, the stones do not fit in the math is not mathing.
Yeah, the math is not mathing. I like that. I like that they have, like, they can do a sort of, like, human disguise, but often choose not to.
Yeah, they do it only for the purposes of their missions.
Yeah, only if it's absolutely necessary.
I love how cocky Zorg is. Like when he gets mad
I
at them
can't
later.
believe this is Gary Oldman phoning it in.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Like, he didn't care at all about this movie. And still to this day
yet
doesn't like
he
it.
slays.
Yeah, he fucking rocks it as this at least pansexual, crazed trillionaire.
Who's trying to bring the 1930s Germany haircut back into style in a weird way.
In a very weird way with that plastic shield thing on the one side.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Like, what is that for?
Fascinating choice. Later in this is another example, but what really struck me was how good the pyrotechnics were for the like the big explosion at the end of the movie. That looked great.
Oh yeah.
That looked fantastic. And like, this is awesome.
Yeah. That's just legit a flamethrower. They built a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Used it.
Hell yeah.
Why though? When he does this whole stone cold killer thing, and then he says they would have asked me about the red button on the bottom, and then they show these guys push the button and then they explode. Why would there be a giant red button that a single press of causes this incredibly expensive, incredibly powerful weapon to overload and explode? Why would it be just a one press giant button with no cover or anything?
Could not tell you.
Like,
that I will say is poor design.
yeah, he's not a great weapons designer.
I guess I always assumed it was intentional. Like he was trying to kill them.
But those weapons exist outside of their use. Those are his new thing on the market. He, how would he sell that? It doesn't feel good. The bullet recall is silly.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why of all the clothes they handed her, she went with that.
That's another one I do.
Straps.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things that I do when she points and goes, to the planet.
Yes. Instead, I do that. I didn't even realize. You're right. Yeah.
And that's another thing that I've seen people cosplay, which again, those who do it, y'all are stronger than
This
me.
outfit?
Yeah.
This one's better than the other one, though.
Eh.
A little crotch rubbing, okay? It's not that bad. I'd do a Zorg. That'd be fun.
Yeah. That would definitely be fun.
Or Corbin Dallas. I mean, that's just
Corbin
a wife
Dallas
beater
would
and
be,
pants.
yeah, Corbin Dallas would be easier. Although you could
Wicked easy.
get a little creative with the because they have the fun they take these sort of recognizable clothing shapes that we already know, like the wife beater, but then they do the fun thing with the straps on the back to make it a little different.
Yeah. And he has that puffy sleeve jacket that he's got the arms pushed up on later. It's all stuff that kind of vaguely looks like the 90s, but also looks like the future. Again, the retro futurism, as you said.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love the pinstripe trench coat on pinstripe everything else.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
He is a man with a theme.
And here's one of his entourage with no shirt and just a what's that called? A Texas
A bolo tie.
polo tie
Yeah, that is definitely
and a
look.
black trench coat
That
and
is
a collar.
look.
Like that man is definitely going out to
The sickest
Waterworks
nightclub.
later.
Yeah, the sickest nightclub you can imagine.
Yeah. He is gonna dance his little butt off.
That's such a fun thought. Yeah, do we want to get into ratings?
Yes, I guess. We're gonna get caught up watching this movie.
I know,
'cause
it's
fucking
so
good.
entertaining. For me, rewatchability, this is like an 8, man.
Yeah.
I would totally watch this again,
Yeah.
happily.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say it's my new like favorite movie in the world, but like, god
No.
damn, did I have a good time?
Right. This is something where, given an opportunity or an excuse, you'll be like, "Yeah, okay, let's watch
Yeah,
that."
hell yeah, let's
Yeah.
watch The Fifth Element.
I would have said 9. I've also been watching it since it was new when I was a child, you
Mhm.
know, so it's got a little bit of that nostalgia bump probably for me.
Yep.
What about you, Dr. Brooks? Rewatchability. What do you think?
Has anybody ever given a 10 on anything?
We do have a few 10s. We give them out. I don't know if we've ever done a 10.
I don't know if we've ever done a 10. We'll get to those
Yeah.
someday.
Like for me, you've got American Werewolf in London as a classic 10. Because I wouldn't change anything about it, you
Mm.
know.
I can think
So-
of a sci-fi 10.
Okay. Have we done it yet? We haven't done it yet.
We have not done it yet.
Okay.
And I will
So are you
I
going
will-
for 10?
I will save what that is.
Maybe a hair under, like a 9.5. 'Cause
Okay. All right.
This is one of those things, I've seen it so many times, but also like back when I still had cable, like anytime it was on,
That's
just
what I would do.
automatically.
It's
Yeah.
default. It is the default.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I agree. Yeah. You want to make it a 10, but like you have to admit there's a few things you could improve. Not a lot.
Not a lot.
In fact, I wrote down at the start of my thing, I wrote down recast to improve and recast to ruin. And I didn't write anything down because I don't know who you could recast to improve it. And
Yeah.
it's another one of those where I'm not sure you could recast David and it might actually break it,
Yeah.
even though he's such an ancillary character.
Mm. Yeah. What it does for the genre. Maybe like a 6.5.
I feel like that's kind of fair. It definitely brought back bright, colorful
Yes.
future.
It definitely did. Like, it didn't do nothing.
Right.
But it also wasn't like, oh, this is like so groundbreaking. Like, no one's ever
Right.
thought of any of this before. It's not like that either.
And as far as like the sci-fi tech and everything, not a whole lot of it is new or
Yeah.
really that creative.
It's all stuff you've seen before, because it's not the focal point.
Right, exactly. That's the setting, not the focal point. In fact, this entire thing could have been set in 2200 BCE and been the same exact fucking movie minus the space travel.
Yeah.
Just like having to travel to a different part of the earth to get the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I would agree 6.5 for what it does, because prior to this, you did have a lot of the either dark or bright, like the bright, white, clean
Yeah.
sci-fi, like
This is
2001:
like
Space Odyssey.
bright, but still kind of lived
colorful.
in. But lived in.
Yes.
It's colorful, but lived in.
Right. It's
Brooks,
not-
what would you say
yeah.
for what it does for the genre? Are we in accordance?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to say because there's so many things I like about it, but at the same time, it doesn't do much that's different. It doesn't really introduce much in terms of like new ideas. I mean, yeah, the brightness thing is nice, that kind of vibe, but
Okay, so this
I feel
bothers
like I
me.
might have gone lower than you guys.
Oh,
Allowed.
you're allowed. It's all right.
Yeah, despite loving this movie. Yeah.
It's like I said, it doesn't really bring a whole lot of new stuff except for
Mhm.
the idea of revitalizing color.
Yeah.
But so this bothered me every time I see this movie. He gets the water, he grabs a cherry, he puts the cherry in the glass, and then he tries
What
to
did he
drink the cherry.
think was gonna
I
happen?
don't understand. But then he tries to get his weird elephant monster to save him. And it doesn't, but later on he's holding and petting it so gently.
Yeah. I love the elephant monster.
Like, what was the purpose of that elephant monster?
I have absolutely
Other
no
than
idea.
to exist.
Yeah.
And he spits the cherry into its eye and it makes like this weird little squeal noise. And it's just, why? I'm so happy they did it, but why?
Unnecessary, but appreciated.
I'm going to get sidetracked on facts and figures again. Zorg is almost always, nearly 100% of the time, set on a circle.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a background of a circle. Corbin Dallas always has a rectangle. And that is intentional.
Yeah, I think I did pick up on that kind of subconsciously.
Yeah. I never noticed it, but like once it's mentioned, it's like
Mhm.
glass breaking. There it is. Oh, yeah, he is. He's always in front of a... Even in the earlier scene in the corridors are round.
Yep.
And evil is a sphere, so maybe that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
And since Corbin Dallas is not evil, he's the antithesis of it. It's all straight edges. I don't know. Yeah, it just blows my mind that they're not ever in the same scene. The closest they get is when later on the good guys are leaving and Zorg had just shown up on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
They walk past each other. That is the closest they get.
Yeah. This is just such a good movie.
It's so...
I'm so happy to have finally seen that Recon Cockroach.
I just can't get over the fact that the satellite dish is visible to the naked eye.
Yeah.
Like this scene too, just the idea that the president is just sitting there knocking stones out of his shoe and hanging out.
Yeah.
They made these real people.
Yeah, they really did. I'm just waiting for Ruby. I'm just waiting for my man.
We could definitely not end this without like seeing Ruby Rod in that leopard print.
So entertaining.
Yeah, if he could have made his...
Oh, and I love this. I love that the it's like a food cart, like a food truck driving up to you instead of you going to a food truck.
Yeah, it's pretty
freaking
cool.
Awesome.
And I love his whole thing. What does he say? Oh, he says something like prophetic. He says, grandfather say, you know, whatever he says. And it's very...
Oh, it never rains every day?
Yes!
What he just said?
I wasn't looking at the screen. I would have seen that. Grandfather say, it never rain every day. You are fired.
Oh, and I love like, the plastic paper.
Yeah, the translucent paper.
Yeah.
So you didn't grow up with that. I grew up with transparencies. You remember transparencies, Dr. Brooks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We still have them. Like you can,
oh my God.
Like in our supplies.
Wait, over the projector shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys still use that shit?
When I was like in elementary school.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that shit was still around when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Old enough to have had film strips.
His mom is so great. She's like that the guilt trip mom. You know? She's not the one that best breastfed you. It was me.
Yeah, this was a fantastic time.
You know, my poor body's failing me. Oh, I wrote this down.
The plant and payoff with the matches, how they keep coming back to that until he only has one.
That is a Chekhov's gun that fires.
Yes, it does.
You know I complain about that all the time. This movie does not ever give you something that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Everything plays into something. So I wrote this down. When does she do it? Oh, when she's explaining to the priest that the stones aren't on the ship, that it was a decoy, they were sent somewhere else. And so they're doing like the split scene where Zorg is finding out that the case is empty and she's doing that. And she laughs like Fran Drescher.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I love it. Or Lois Griffin. She kind of laughs like Lois Griffin.
Peter, the horse is here.
Oh my God.
I love how this movie turned silly. this movie turns like silly on a dime. Like now he's just shoving military people in a refrigerator.
Mhm.
Oh, I know. Major, we're not all gonna fit in here. Sure you will. Wonk. And then he has to hide more people, and then they're frozen solid but not dead.
Yeah,
So goofy.
it really is, and I love it.
That scene right there. You're qualified in all of the weapons and starfighters that are needed for this. It's just this list. You're the only one alive. You check your messages. Might be important. I just love the general or whatever, the Colonel Skeezy here in this scene. He has the best lines.
Yeah, he really does have some great stuff.
And he goes, "You rigged the contest." And he goes, "Oh," he's so proud of himself that was like his idea.
Congratulations.
And I love the there's nothing wrong with her, but the very butch woman with the gigantic Leia buns.
Yeah, seen
that's
that
supposed to be his
before.
wife. Why not? And he assumes the reason he won't go is because of her. He looks her up and down. They don't explain this. I would like them to explain this. Why does the priest rip Corbin's nameplate off and put it on the other door?
So they don't.
He doesn't know they're
Not-
coming.
Oh, I don't know.
They never explain it.
Huh?
I'd like to know why.
I guess you're right.
I wonder if there's a deleted scene or something.
And again, and I was just so entertained by this movie that this didn't register with me at all.
I've seen it probably a million times. It's the only reason I can keep up with it. Also, I do want to give Hey Boots credit for earlier saying that her stomach is like a pocket dimension, like a bag of holding in D&D.
Oh, there you go. That'll work.
It's not even there. We're just now at the shoving them into the fridge scene.
Somehow I got ahead of you again because they asked him if he's classified as human. Negative. I'm a meat popsicle.
Auto wash. Auto wash is another one I do. Anytime something gets wet that wasn't supposed to be. Oh, the auto wash. I forgot about the auto wash. Oh, lucky day.
She's adorable with her smudged eyeliner.
She is. She was 22 at this point.
Oh my god, she's a child.
Yeah.
And she fucking pulled off this. Pop off, queen.
Yeah. She went on to basically carry the Resident Evil franchise.
Never seen any of those.
They're not good.
Noted.
But it's basically Mila Jovovich killing zombies of a variety of like rage style zombies.
I would watch 20 minutes of that.
There's 20 movies of that.
I'm gonna go with 20 minutes.
Yeah. No, there are scenes. I don't know if is it the first one with the wires?
The wires.
Yeah, that kill the guy.
The lasers, you mean?
Oh, is it lasers?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
it's lasers. They're like in a hallway, and there's like a self-defense mechanism that's lasers, and it's like coming through, and super soldier guy's like jumping and dodging them and stuff, and he's like, "Come on, bring it on!" And then a bunch of lines come up, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get through those." And then they crisscross, turn at 45 degrees, and shoot through. And he's just standing there and falls into little cubes.
All right.
In the chat, by the way.
Hey, Thor.
He said the first Resident Evil was okay.
Yeah.
All right, noted. So we know what we're doing for next week.
So I can't do in 2 weeks on the 29th.
Okay, that is fine.
Because I had big boy firefighter training that day.
Yes.
So we can either move it out another few days, move it out 1 week, because now it doesn't matter to me. I used to do it the weeks we have it because I was in the office every other Tuesday, and this would be the opposite of that. But now I'm in the office every Tuesday, so
let's just move it out by the one Tuesday.
Just move it out a week and then just keep going at the new schedule, or double up and then get back on the normal.
Just keep going with the new schedule.
Okay, just making sure.
Brooks, is that good for you? I know you wanted to guest on that one as well.
Was that the 6th? Yeah, May 6th. We'll be doing Evolution.
We will be doing Evolution.
Which is, I doubt you will be as in love with it as...
Okay.
I don't know though. Maybe it is David Duchovny and Julianne Moore. So
We're off to a good
Orlando
start.
Jones.
It is very silly.
That's not always a bad thing. Not always.
It never tries not to be silly.
Okay.
That's another movie with a lot of quotes I use. Though, like 2 hands. God gave you 2 goddamn hands for a reason.
I will understand.
He's a
soon enough.
basketball or a volleyball coach.
Gotcha. Well, other than that, what's everyone been up to?
That
She's
cat
been up
is
to a lot.
Yeah, tell us about it, Cat.
Oh, you can hear.
He knows it's a multi-pass. The multi-pass. Anyway, we're in love. That's my favorite part. Anyway, we're in love. Anyway, what we've been up to, we just did all those other special shows.
Which was fun.
Yeah, we had 2 weeks in a row of Drunken Disorders, which is not a common occurrence and can't be.
Yeah, cannot be.
I just like old for out late drunk.
We'll keep it occasional from here on out.
Yeah, like I can't do it. Like my body takes time to recover. I don't get hangovers still, but like I just feel out of it for 2-3 days.
But we had fun, and that's all that matters.
I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Saratoga coming up.
Oh God, I'm so excited, and we're
Saratoga
staying.
is going to be so much fun.
We're doing the trivia. It's
Got
gonna
our
be
trivia
adults
panel.
only, and we're gonna.
Brooks
be
and I are doing
fucking
another battle of the
trash.
movies,
Oh, nice.
which is
Yeah,
gonna be,
we gotta strategize.
we do have to strategize. It's just gonna be so good. It's gonna be so fucking good.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
And then after Saratoga Comic Con, this is a ways off, but you've got Mid Hudson to look forward to.
In
Do you go to
August.
that?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay. All right, cool. That's another one we stay overnight and do trivia and everything.
Hell yeah.
It'll be Sans Big Dumb Chris, but
We'll make it.
because he's in
I can,
Oh yeah.
I can remotely join. Oh wait, Wait, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Drunken Disorderly. Never mind.
No, yeah, we're talking. I mean, I could make that work. The technologies.
Yeah.
We have the technology
We could definitely make that happen.
if you really wanted to, but I don't know what you've got going on in Tampa, for that to work.
No, trust me, I'll be available.
We will figure it out. But yeah, much to look forward to on the network. We're coming
It's our
back.
busy season, yeah.
It is our busy season. You've got Fighting with Friends tomorrow, and then we're coming back with the stream tomorrow as well. Should be our last interruption. The last one
Yeah,
should have been. Is supposed to have been the last week that got disrupted.
Whatever, shit happens.
Sometimes it do be like that, but hey, Ruby,
We made it.
we made it to our boy.
In 1997, as an 11-year-old boy, if you saw this and didn't at least have questions, I don't know that you had a pulse.
That's valid.
It's just there's something about the level of confidence and
From Boots, next Drunken Disorderly will be May 3rd. Expect them to be plastered.
We discussed that the other night.
oh yeah,
You are not wrong,
Mhm.
brother.
nobody has to drive. Nobody has to go home.
Nope.
That means the
Well-
drinking doesn't stop.
Sleep has to go home, but
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was staying with us.
he is not.
Okay.
But still.
You mean the suite that we have isn't enough space for everyone? No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's just
Because that's
like,
what we fucking did.
He's just like that.
No, that's cool. I would rather sleep in my own bed too. But I would also really, really like to get hammered.
Yeah.
So that's a day where I think I'll start the drinking later and hydrate
Yeah.
Hydrate. heavily.
Definitely do that.
Get them
The good
electrolytes.
news is that there are at least 2 dispensaries within 5 miles of me that have fusion powder in stock.
Oh,
yes.
hell yes,
You-
queen.
You were like already my favorite person. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
I actually looked it up. Yeah, I actually looked it up during the Drunken Disorderly. and just forgot to mention it.
Oh, we got you, Boots.
And we are gonna make super fun dip.
Oh, that's right. We can do the
We're gonna do
the funnest dip.
super.
We
Yeah,
have
the
we have a
most.
smuggling mission to
the
assist with.
I
most
saw that and
fun
I'm
dip.
there.
There's going to be a lot of mead.
I still
Woo!
have cans of Hades. And boy, you know what? I don't know how long mead stays good for. It's technically forever, but shut up. So I better drink that and then buy more.
You might
Yeah,
wanna get rid of that.
definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to do something about it.
Use
Guess
the
I
code
paid for
Monster
it.
Meat.
Oh my God! Look at this. Alex is in the house.
Hey,
Did someone say mead? Yes, we're about to do our promo.
if you go to the Bull and Bee, go to their website and use code Monster Mead for $5 off at checkout. It's scrolling down on the bottom of the screen right now. Get some fucking delicious mead. You will not regret it.
Mead. So the tune of shots, as you know.
Exactly.
The scene is frozen, but it's at the scene where he makes her come by talking to her with his microphone against her lips. So I feel like that's okay with me.
Yeah, I'm okay with leaving.
I am
off on
also finished. Thank you for that, Ruby Rod.
That's a good-
I'm
that's a good-
troubled person.
that. That's a good spot to end it. I'm gonna say that's a very good spot to end it. Would we like to finish with our words of wisdom?
We sure will.
Brooks, do you have any that you would like to add before we get into this? Any sci-fi words of wisdom for the people?
Not on the spot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we had to workshop that a few times.
Don't shake alien eggs.
Never trust the android.